The bell for third period had barely stopped ringing when Amara Jones stepped into room 247. Her math classroom at Lincoln High, the air felt thick, like it was holding its breath. Every head turned as she walked in, her sneakers soft against the linoleum floor. Amara was the only black girl in the class, maybe in the whole grade. She didn't flinch under the stares. She never did. Her braids swung lightly as she moved to her usual seat-back row by the window. It was her spot, her quiet claim in a room that didn't always feel like hers. She sat down, pulled out her notebook, and started copying the date. September 12th, 2025. The room buzzed with whispers, but Amara kept her eyes on her page. She felt it. The weight of eyes. Not just curious ones, but sharp ones, like needles. Across the room, Cole Mason shifted in his seat. He was big, white, with a buzzcat and a scowl that seemed permanent. Everyone knew Cole. 3 fights last year, 2 suspensions, and a reputation that made even teachers hesitate. Nobody crossed him. Nobody dared. Miss Harper, their math teacher, Amara, was at the whiteboard scribbling equations. "Who can solve this?" she asked, her voice thin. No hands went up. No one was listening. They were watching Cole. His pencil tapped his desk faster and faster, until snap it broke. His friend Dylan leaned over. "Yo, chill, man." Cole didn't chill. His eyes locked on Amara, hard and unblinking. "Hey," he said, loud enough to cut through the room. "You don't belong here." The class froze. Ms. Harper turned, marker in hand. "Cole, sit down." He down, ignored him. He said, pointing at Amara, "You don't belong here. Not in this class. Not in this school." Amara looked up, her face calm. She blinked once, then said, "Sit down, Cole." She laughed, a mean, jagged sound. "Oh, you think you're tough?" He shoved his chair back, the scrape echoing. Ms. Harper stepped forward. "Cole, that's enough." But he was already moving, his heavy boots thudding toward Amara's desk. The room felt like it was shrinking, every eye glued to the scene. He didn't move. Not a twitch. Cole towered over her, his fists clenched. "What's your problem, huh? You think you're better than us?" Too good to talk, he kicked her desk, making her pen roll off. "Say something." Gasps rippled through the class. The girl in the front row covered her mouth. Dylan muttered, "Dude, you're going too far." Miss Harper was frozen, her phone in hand, probably dialing the office. But Cole didn't care. He leaned closer, his voice low and ugly. "You're not smart. You're not welcome. And you sure as hell don't belong in my classroom." Then he grabbed her arm. "Get up. You're leaving." That was the moment. The air cracked, like lightning was about to strike. Cole yanked, pulling Amara's chair back. She slid with it, but her eyes never left his. He raised his fist, fast, aiming for her shoulder. The class held its breath.
Ow!
But Amara was faster. Whoosh! Amara ducked, her body low and fluid. Cole's fist hit nothing but air. In one smooth move, she stood, grabbed his wrist, twisted it, and spun behind him. Before anyone could blink, she flipped him over. Cole's body hit the floor with a heavy thump, his breath rushing out in a groan. A silence swallowed the room. Mara stood over him, calm as ever, like a panther after a kill. Then, in a move no one expected, she stepped back, picked up her chair, sat down, and opened her notebook again. She crossed her legs, picked up her pen, and started writing, as if Cole was nothing more than a gust of wind that had passed. "What just happened?" someone whispered. Dylan's mouth hung open. She flipped him, like a ninja. A single clap broke the silence, then another. Soon the whole class erupted, applause thundering through the room. Ms. Harper snapped out of her daze. "Quiet, everyone. Quiet." She grabbed her phone again. "I need security in room 204. Now." 2 security guards burst in moments later, their radios crackling. They took one look at Cole, still groaning on the floor, and Amara seated and serene. "What's going on?" one demanded. Miss Harper pointed. "Take him." He attacked her. Everyone saw. "No," Cole shouted, scrambling to sit up. "She attacked me. She's the problem. She doesn't belong here." His voice cracked, desperate. The guards weren't listening. They hauled him up, his boots dragging as he kept yelling. "She's not like us." "Enough," one guard snapped. The door slammed behind them, and Cole's muffled voice faded down the hallway. The room felt different now, lighter, safer. Amara didn't look up, but every eye was on her, not with fear or pity, but something near respect. After class, Amara was called to the principal's office. Mr. Caldwell, a wiry man with glasses and a tired face, was waiting. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm fine," Amara said, her voice steady. "Cole's parents are coming in, reviewing the footage, but everyone's story matches." "You didn't start it," she nodded. "I know." He leaned back, studying her. "Where'd you learn that move?" For the first time, Amara smiled, just a little. "My mom, she's a cop." Mr. Caldwell raised an eyebrow. "Explains it." The next day, something strange happened. As Amara walked into math class, kids moved their chairs, giving her space. It's not out of fear, but like they were making room for someone who mattered. Dylan, Cole's friend, caught her eye and gave a small nod. It wasn't an apology, but it meant something. Even Ms. Harper offered a quiet smile before starting the lesson. Amara didn't care about the claps or the nods. She didn't want to be popular. She just wanted to survive. From her first day at Lincoln High, she'd had to work twice as hard, stay twice as quiet, just to be treated like she belonged. But now, something had shifted. The stares were gone. The whispers were different. By lunch, the school announced Cole's expulsion. Whispers filled the cafeteria, but Amara kept eating her sandwich, her earbuds in, blocking it all out. She was at her usual table, alone, when a shadow fell over her. She looked up. A girl stood there, new to the school. Riley Kane, long blonde hair, leather jacket, and eyes that burned with trouble. She didn't smile. She just nodded at Amara and sat one table over, her boots propped on a chair. The air felt sharp again, like a storm was brewing. Riley wasn't like Cole. She didn't yell or swing first. She was quiet, calculated, dangerous. By fourth period history, she was in Amara's class, sitting 2 rows away, her eyes flicking over like she was sizing her up. At lunch the next day, Riley sat closer, whispering to a group of girls who kept glancing at Amara. The rumors started by afternoon. "Riley's Cole's cousin," someone said in the hall. "She's here for Amara." Then came the video. Someone had filmed Cole's fall, but it was edited cut to make it look like Amara attacked him unprovoked. The caption read, "The real story." Phones buzzed across the school. Amara saw it in the hallway, Riley smirking nearby. That afternoon, Riley finally spoke. She leaned over during history class, her voice low. "You think you're safe now? You made my cousin look weak." "My family doesn't like that." Amara didn't look at her. "I didn't make him weak, he did." Riley's eyes narrowed. "You're not safe, Amara. You're just some scholarship kid from the east side, acting like you're better. You don't belong here." Amara closed her notebook. "You know what I am? Still here." Riley's jaw twitched, but she didn't push further. Not yet. That evening, Amara went to Mr. Caldwell's office again. "I need a meeting," she said, standing in his doorway. "Another one?" He looked surprised. "Yes," she said, "and make sure it's recorded." The next morning, the school called an assembly. The gym was packed students, staff, even some parents. Mr. Caldwell took the microphone. "There's been talk about what happened this week. Some true, some not. We're here to set the record straight." He nodded to the screen. The full video played Cole's yelling, Cole's swing, Amara's calm defense. The room was silent, then erupted in cheers. In the crowd, Riley stood with her arms crossed, her face hard. Later, Amara was at her locker when Riley approached, flanked by 2 girls. "You think you're smart," Riley said. "You embarrassed my whole family." Amara didn't flinch. "No, they did that themselves." Riley stepped closer, her hand raised like she was about to slap. The hallway paused. But before she could move, a voice cut in. "That's enough." It was Officer Grant, the school resource officer. He grabbed Riley's wrist. "Oh, we've been watching you. 2 days of this, and now that fake video? You're done." Mr. Caldwell came up behind him. "We know who leaked the edited clip. You're suspended, Riley. Your parents are already here." Riley's face went pale. "She started it," she shouted. "No," Mr. Caldwell said coldly. "You did." The crowd cheered again, not for drama, but for justice. That Friday, a note was taped to Amara's locker. It wasn't mean, it just said, "Thank you for standing up." Half the class, Amara smiled, tucking it into her bag. She didn't need thanks. She needed respect, change, and now she felt it. Kids who looked like her, who felt like outsiders, walked taller now. The hallway felt less like a battlefield. Amara kept her seat back row, window side. When she walked in, nobody stared. They just nodded. And that silence, filled with respect, was louder than any cheer. The bell rang. Math class began. Amara opened her notebook, but her eyes caught a new face in the hollow boy, with quiet eyes, and a backpack slung low. He looked at her, hesitated, then nodded. The storm wasn't over, but Amara was ready. She always would be.